We're here to answer your calls at 866-594-4150. Got calls coming in. Should we go right to them, or do you got anything pertinent? I saw that the big Ford recall got expanded to include Edge, Explorer.
I'm just starting to wonder if when they mandated federal that you have rear safety cameras, it was just a ploy to make the manufacturers give them more money.
It might have been.
Gosh, it seems like there's been a lot of recalls on those.
When did that go? 23?
No, it's been long before that.
Was it?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I think so.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's just all of them. It's just all nuts. And now the latest thing with, the emissions, people heard, I could roll back. No. I get questions. How many times have you had?
I had two this week.
Yeah. This week
From people that were like really serious. And to the point, our outside salesman, Tim, had said, yeah, he goes, I had a shop told me they rolled back emissions. He even saw a new 2026 Silverado on a truck, and it was up on the top, and they looked, and it didn't have any def on it or anything. I said it was probably a military vehicle,
or a police vehicle.
Because if they were going to have made a change like that,
it wouldn't have come this fast.
They would have had to have got it into the pipeline. Engineering would have to redesign the vehicles. Right. There is quite a bit that would have to happen before those vehicles would hit the road with different emissions on them.
You know what's going to happen? When we see it on the lot for sale and there's a sticker on it that has certain emissions of it, and it won't be all of them, it'll be some of them.
You're not even going to not get in trouble for it yet, right?
I mean,
you're still getting in trouble.
That's what I mean.
I think they did enforcement on somebody as recent as a month ago, I think.
Yeah, you're still getting it. So if you have a 25 or a 26 that's full emissions and you think you're going to delete that in 27 if the trucks had less emissions, you're still getting hung on it because it happened. You go to jail for smoking pot, and then your state the next year says, "Oh, now it's legal. We voted in Minnesota." There are still people in jail in Minnesota that were busted for it a year ago or two when it was not. So
I've said this on the air before. I can't believe I can say smoking pot or the word marijuana even on the
radio.
Yeah, I can't even. I
don't know if we could have. We probably couldn't have done that 15 years ago. Huh?
No. 866-594-4150. Let's go to Nebraska and talk to Mike. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Mike, what can we do for you?
Oh, good morning. I acquired a 1987 Econovan with a 460 in it, and I would like to put the Edelbrock intake on it. And the question I have is, when I put the gaskets on, what did I do with that exhaust crossover?
All right, I'm hanging in here.
I'm thinking about this too, because shouldn't that be a fuel-injected 460 in the van?
Well, yeah.
No,
or 87. 87. It's probably still
87 doesn't have a variable Venturi carburetor on it.
Well, the carburetor will be replaced. It'll be with an Edelbrock intake and carburetor.
Is it a very? Oh, you're not putting a fuel injection on it?
No, he's just putting a carb. That's what I was trying to. I got confused on the year for a second. Because that is a carbureted van. I was going
to say, you put the Sniper fuel injection on it, you would actually increase your mileage instead of getting the same. Because if that's got a VVT, variable Venturi carb on it, and you switch to a Edelbrock, you're probably going to drop some miles. Well, if that thing isn't.
Let's just go down his road. Apparently, he wants to.
All right, what do you do?
He wants to do this. Let's see what do we got.
Well, you can block it off, but you might have some carb icing. They make a block-off kit that comes with the crossover. It comes with the gaskets. There's little metal plates. You can put them on. We used to put them on our old Pontiacs and stuff. The 400. You block them off, and then sometimes the carb would ice, sometimes it wouldn't. It depended on the climate. If you're in a really cold climate and you're going to plan on driving it in the winter, you better leave the carb heat, at least some of it. Sometimes we drill a 1/4-inch hole in each one of those going across to warm them up. But with no carb heat on that, in a northern winter, you might have a problem with icing.
Okay.
You get that Venturi effect. Cold air goes through, it will freeze up, and then it won't idle till it warms up.
I see. So you would suggest I drill a hole in it?
Well, if you've got the two gaskets that came with it, and it's got a block-up plate, here's what I would do. Edelbrock has a amazing tech line. Call them. Tell them what climate you live in, and ask them what their suggestion is, because they know how much heat that carburetor needs.
They might have a thing
to not ice. Exactly.
But not to get too technical.
You need the thing.
I can tell you, I was working on Shannon's Land Rover yesterday. He's got an old Land Rover, and
Drove it home last night at 10:30 with a smile on my face.
oh, that's good.
Yes.
When you start that up cold on high idle, the carburetor will frost over the bottom of it. But they conveniently located the exhaust manifold, right under the intake manifold to make it nice and hot and make it run worse when it's warm. But also so that things can catch on fire easily if the carburetor loads up.
Thanks for the encouragement.
But it's there for the heat. They put it underneath for the heat. There's no way around it. It's already got a big insulator spacer in it. Without that, it wouldn't run when it's warm. But again, it also makes ice when it's cold. It will ice up enough that it will hold the throttle open partially until that manifold heats up and closes it. That's part of their fast idle system, I think.
So, Mike, that you called for one thing and you got just more piled on you.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
And we questioned his decision.
Yeah.
He mentioned the sniper thing. Does that take a different intake manifold then?
It does. They're going to provide, with that
Okay.
system, you'll get an intake, carb, everything. You can get carbs just to fit that, but the Sniper electronic injection has an external fuel pump that goes on the rail down underneath, right where the factory would have put it in the end of 87, early 88. And then you bolt it to the top, you hook a few sensors up, and that thing runs O2 sensor, so it's really going to look at the fuel mixture and only give it the fuel it needs to operate. It will make a difference in fuel mileage compared to a carburetor, but it may only be a couple miles per gallon. And depending on how much you drive that, it's a van. If you don't drive it a lot, to make up what you pay for the fuel injection, it might not be worth it.
It's really worth it if you can say, I got fuel injection in here and I never had it. That's fun. That's worth it.
That is fun.
And it's going to run smooth, year round. Smoother.
Mike, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. 866-594-4150. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to hear from you on the Under the Hood Show.
Three friends talking cars. You decide if they know what they're talking about. This is Under the Hood.
866-594-4150. That's the number to reach us here at the Under the Hood Show. Now let's go to Texas and talk to Scotty. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Scotty, what can we do for you?
Yeah, how y'all doing today?
Great, Scotty. What can we do for you?
Okay, I got a 2006 Jeep Liberty. I've had it for a couple years, and off and on, there seems to be some electronic glitches, and I'm wondering if that's a common thread with the 3.7 Jeep Liberties, or if there's a remedy to fix it, because it's multiple glitches. Like recently I've experienced the fuel gauge light comes on and the gauge needle drops all the way to the bottom, and then 20 minutes later it'll pop back up and it'll go off. Same thing with the check engine light. It's not shooting any codes, but the check engine light will come on, and then an hour or so later it'll go off. The ESP light does the same thing. Is there something that all of that would be connected to, a sensor or something electronic that I'm overlooking or not knowing anything about?
Do you notice any changes in the way the vehicle operates when these lights are going on and off?
Negative.
That's not that's a good sign as far as driving it, but that's not necessarily a good sign as far as diagnosing it, correct?
Correct.
Right.
I was just trying to, Russ is trying to write me something and I can't understand it. Is that a gauge? Is that a cluster?
Maybe. I think this whole thing maybe.
I would fail at charades. Everybody knows, and Chris, you know that. Yeah.
Would it be the actual, the entire cluster under the dash like that? Could it be that?
Definitely could be 100% the cluster. And it could all just be false signals. And the only way a person's really going to know is, I never got that one either. The only way a person's ever going to know is if you have a scanner or a tool hooked to it at the same time and watch what's actually happening and see if you're getting the same indications on the scanner as you do on the cluster.
A real-time reader, right?
Yeah, so you can see what's really happening.
You want me to tell you what's wrong with it now?
Yeah.
Well, I was waiting for you, Russ.
I was waiting for him to jump in.
He's like, he's watching me drown here.
This is like beating a dead horse. Okay.
Thanks, Terry.
I think your sending unit's bad in the tank. So what's happening is when you lose the signal from the tank back there, not only does your gauge go down, but the engine computer can't read it either. So it turns the check engine light on. Check engine light comes on. It gets a bad signal to the ABS. It says invalid data, and it gives you that ESC light. So I think your sending unit's failing.
Huh?
Okay.
Very likely.
Okay, it's the gas tank.
That's somewhere we would look if you were analyzing it.
If you grabbed yourself a cheap, $20 multimeter and hooked it to that tank, one to ground, one to the tank sending unit on ohms, and you can hook it up back there or hook it up at the computer, whichever one. Watch it. And when that gauge goes wacky, the gauge on your meter's going to go all over the place if the sending unit's bad. But that's likely what's going on.
Pretty common.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We've done a few of them.
Can you hold up your sign again, the first one you drew? Because now I'm starting to maybe get it. Empty on fuel. Or, yeah.
The fuel tank.
Yeah.
That's the fuel gauge you drew there.
We should play charades with our YouTube viewers during the show.
No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't.
And then we could show them things, and then they could comment in the comments.
Say, what's this one?
Is that $1 billion idea?
I don't think so. Scotty, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. 866-594-4150. Let's talk to Dale. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Dale, what can we do for you?
Yeah, like I told the caller guy, this is kind of an unusual call. It's a 1942 International Harvester Model H tractor.
Okay. Russell have this.
And,
go ahead. Russell, get this.
It's 6 volt, because it's so old, and it's also a positive ground.
Yeah.
Now, I have been having all kinds of trouble trying to make, it's got a generator, trying to make this generator actually charge. So I finally decided I'm going to go to an alternator that I bought from a tractor parts store over in Michigan. It's a alternator, one wire is all. So you just have to run that wire to your battery. But do I change from positive ground to, well, you got to go to a 12 volt too, it's a 12 volt system, not 6. But do I change from the positive ground? Any idea?
You got to swap it because the alternator can't be swapped inside the way the diodes are running it. They run one direction and the current flow is to the ground, positive to negative. You'll burn it up if you try hooking it up. Everything else can be switched. If you got a positive ground, your lights they don't care. They go either way. They're like a stove coil, one way or the other way. They heat up, they work. They're going to light.
Okay.
Your gauges are going to have to be reversed because they go up and down based on resistance. So you're going to have to swap those around. They actually make little boxes you can put on these things to swap polarities and voltages.
Okay, the only gauge is an amp meter.
Yep. Now the amp meter works in series. It should work. It should work because it's just measuring the flow of current and it's going one direction. It goes through it either direction. It's going to show charge or discharge. In the worst case, when you hook that thing up, if you swap positive and negative ground, if that gauge is going backwards, you've got to swap the in and out on them. There's 2 wires coming in and it just flows through.
Okay.
It's measuring a river of current. So you will need to change your coil though, because your coil is got the way it's set up. You've got positive coming in, which is negative coming in.
Is it a coil or does it have a magneto system?
It's got a coil on it, unless it's got both, but it'll have a coil on
it
to fire it. So yeah, you'll want to put a 12 volt coil on it, which is a negative ground coil. But it's still, again, it's a coil. It goes one direction. Unless there's a diode built in, it'll all flow this either way. But you need a 12 volt coil on there when you put the 12 volt. And then you're going to have to switch all your lighting to put 12 volt bulbs in it, which will work. Or you probably have 3 bulbs on it, the 2 headlights, maybe one in the back, and then one in the instrument panel and that amp gauge, which I doubt you probably even have that. But you want to switch those over to 12 volt.
Yeah. Is there anything in the distributor then that would be different, or the points
the points and condenser, they're gonna be the same. That's just the condenser is just a storage device for the reserve energy when you break those points, and then the points don't care. They're just a switch on off.
Yeah.
Very, very little. You're good. You're lucky that you have so little items on this old vehicle. It's not like a car from the that has it.
There's very few wires, but it still can be a bugger to try and figure stuff out on it too. But okay, thank you guys a lot for the help.
Thanks, Dale. I told you. I said Russ.
You said you would know. I was just watching.
I'm 0 for 3.
I would have to say, Russ, that was a very good description of the amp meter. When you said it was just a river of current. That was good.
Okay.
I was sitting there looking at him. I was like, that was good.
That's a good one.
I completely understood what he was talking about.
Not me. 866-594-4150. Let's talk to Don. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Don, what can we do for you?
Hey, good morning, guys. I got a 2017 Dodge Durango. It's a RT with the Hemi all-wheel drive, about 90,000 miles on it. We've had it since probably 15,000 miles. And it makes a noise only when you turn left. That I've had it in several shops. It feels like it's in the middle of the car, like underneath your seat. I've had people ride in the front, back, way back. Doesn't really do it going straight. Mostly you got to make that left turn with a little bit of throttle. So I had taken it to the local Dodge dealer, and right away the kid said he knew what it was, but he thought it was front wheel drive, and whatever that was obviously wasn't it. So they said they took it in the shop, took some of the fluid out of the transfer case, brought it to me in a cup, and it had one small chunk and a little silverish looking, in the oil. So they said, transfer case, and let me get you a quote, which, was like $4,000. And I said, well, I gotta, think about it or whatever. Drove it home, took it to my buddy, a shop that I trust. He's one of the ones that's been helping me try to figure it out. Well, anyways, we went ahead and got a transfer case from a reputable recycling yard, which is near Brandon, where I live. I won't mention their name, but anyways, went through all the trouble to put that in, and it still makes the same noise. And we've done, differentials have been checked, and I don't know what else to do. Drive shaft.
Is the noise, is it audible from the outside if somebody hears you turning, or is it something you're just picking up resonating through the vehicle?
If you got somebody standing there can kind of hear it. Yes, we've done that.
When they put this case in there,
yep, it really sounds. Go ahead.
They did check the tires, right? They have the same tread depth, and they're the same size, front and rear. Same tread depth, not just same tires.
Right.
Because if the tread
tires
depth
are fairly new.
Okay. Because if that tread depth is off, and they put another transfer case in it, it's trying to destroy the transfer case you put in it, just like the original. Because I've had that happen before. Where
something to look at for sure.
Yeah, look and make sure that tread depth is the same. Because they're the same number on the side. Well, the number's the same, but you have 4 30-seconds on the front and 9 30-seconds on the back. They can look pretty good if they're like an AT tire with a lot of grooves. You can just they look pretty good. Oh well, they're way off. Because if you take these two tires and you set them,
kind of like fighting itself.
It will, because if you take two tires,
and
one is 4 30-seconds smaller than the other in tread depth, and you make a white chalk line on both those tires and you roll them 10 feet. When you go 10 feet, those chalk lines don't light up anymore. They're a foot apart.
That's 1/8 of an inch, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Took me a minute.
And it's like a cup.
That's a lot.
A quart.
Yeah,
there
a quart.
Quart. Yeah. But that amount, imagine that. You roll these tires 10 feet and they're a foot apart. That's like taking that drive shaft and twisting it.
A foot.
Yeah, and if you twist it, and that's a lot smaller, so it twists even further.
Yeah.
Now you're twisting the clutches inside of that transfer case, and you're going to rip it apart. So you want to make sure that those tires match, and that's why we rotate tires on those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
Yeah, and I'm pretty adamant on that on oil changes. But
Well,
Maybe-
check that. Check that out.
Does that have a chain in it? The transfer case, like the
Uh-huh.
4-wheel drive.
That's
stuff,
what
or is it
that's what drives the
something
front. The chain drives the front, and then it's got clutches in it.
So that's something to check for you right away,
Measure.
Don, and then
You can get a tire depth
Yeah.
gauge at any auto parts store for about $2.
But yeah, check. And you said you've already checked out all the drive shafts, and then you might want to just also pay attention to what's going on in the rear differential, to make sure that if that's got a limited slip system in it, that there's something not hanging up there too.
866-594-4150. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to hear from you on the Under the Hood Show.
With over 2,000 episodes and over 200 stations, Under the Hood has the knowledge to make your car feel good. This is Under the Hood.
866-594-4150. That's the number to reach us here at the Under the Hood Show. Don't forget, you can watch the show on our YouTube channel. And if you miss an episode, you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel and join the Hoodie Fan Club at UnderTheHoodShow.com, you could win a hoodie.
Like Scotty Warren, congratulations for everybody here under the hood and our friends over at Berkeley One Classic celebrating 50 years of collector car insurance and Universal Technical Institute, UTI.edu.
And
the place to go.
they have campuses in Florida.
They do.
Where my daughter is living. She's visiting today from Florida. You could go to Universal Technical Institute and
It's not .u, it's .edu.
EDU. Right. Right.
EDU.
EDU. Tech education.
Yes.
Because they're educational, right?
Exactly.
866-594-4150. Let's go to Connecticut and talk to Joyce. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Joyce, what can we do for you?
Well, I was on the highway and there was an accident. There were, a truck had, I don't know, it went down an embankment.
Oh, no.
And there was a big tie-up, and the cars were going just stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. So I was close to the car in front of me when my engine just stopped. And I tried to pull over to the side, couldn't get all the way because I was too close to the car, because the car lost power. And my car was like halfway on the lane and halfway off. So it was really dangerous. I got out of the car and got to the side of the road, and someone stopped to help me. But it happened again when I was just backing out of my driveway.
So after you got off to the side of the road, you were able to start it and then drive home?
No, I wasn't able to start it. Someone stopped, and he tried to start it, and he couldn't start it. And it was really dangerous. The person who was, tried to help me was very brave, because the traffic had picked up and trucks were zooming by, and
So when the car didn't start and the person was trying to help you, they went ahead and did they try jump starting it, or were they just trying to finesse the throttle a little bit,
No.
or what was their attempt to start? I got just to help us
No,
understand
they
the problem.
well, they got in the car and tried to get it off the road,
Okay.
and they couldn't do it. they didn't try to jumpstart it. I mean,
Was
it was
the
a
battery
dangerous
dead, or was the engine
situation.
just not going to start for you?
The engine just didn't start. It stopped. It completely stopped on the highway.
Yep.
Okay.
Such a terrible situation when that happens, because especially when it's intermittent. So when did it start again?
Well, the police came and they were able to start the car, but after much attempts.
Okay. So we have to figure out here, Russ, what when in traffic, car just stops. We've got to find out some more stuff first.
Well,
right?
the fact that it restarted again eventually, how much time had passed by the time police got there? Had it been probably 15 minutes, a half hour before the car started? 1 hour? How long do you think?
It was probably at least a half an hour.
Okay.
Has it run ever since just fine?
Except for she said it pulled out of her driveway and backing up, and it died
Yeah.
again just recently.
And that was a few minutes after this first incident.
Okay.
A few minutes after, but have you driven it since then?
No, a few months after.
Yeah,
Oh,
a few months.
Yeah,
Okay.
that made more sense, because she would have had to port it into her garage, like
It
teleport
sounds like
it.
it sounds like a heat thing. She was sitting in there in a driveway, in the traffic. It got hot. It could have a crankshaft sensor issue. We put a number of those on these cars, but I think the way to find this is you need to get it into a shop. You need to explain to them, just like you did to us. You give them all the details and tell them, it's hot and it's shut down, and then they can use that information and hopefully run the car on a warm day, idle until it dies. And if it does have a crankshaft sensor issue, that will show up.
Yeah.
It'll heat up. It'll open that up. It'll shut off. It'll die. They'll be able to say, oh, this is what it is. We got no crank signal, and replace it and get it going. I think it has something to do with the heat that's causing that sensor to fail.
And Joyce, the hard part about this is if you just start replacing parts, you may not replace the right one.
Right.
Right.
And so you
Don't get into that money.
really
Yeah.
need to be able to duplicate this, and that's why you've got some good scenarios where it happened. I get the heat in traffic coming out of your garage. I don't quite understand that,
signal.
but it could very easily be something that once they can get it to die, then they'll be able to tell instantly, if they know what they're doing, what it doesn't have. Did it lose fuel? Did it lose spark? Is there no computer signal where it's not able to control the injectors? That's the stuff that they've got to have that car not working, or else they'll be guessing.
Right.
Because if it runs great otherwise, they'll just be guessing. Now, they'll guess the most likely culprit, and
Right.
they may ask you for your permission and say, hey, we want to try this. This is a likely culprit, a crankshaft positioning sensor or something like that. But that can't be a guarantee that when you get out on the road again, that the same thing might not happen until you can
Right.
prove it a little bit. So it'd be better if you could get to a shop and duplicate the problem, if at all possible.
Joyce, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. That is something that younger listeners might not. 50 years ago, 40 years ago, that's a common, you're in traffic, it's hot, you worry about your car. Now, nobody worries about their car in traffic. I mean, you don't
Sit there. It's going to overheat. Got to shut it
Yeah,
off or
yeah.
whatever. And you just sit there now. Turn the air on. Turn the radio on.
exactly.
But the bigger thing that I got out of this whole thing, I was concerned when she said it died in traffic.
Yeah.
And she wasn't off the road. She didn't say if it was day or night, really, but it wasn't off the road. And then she got out of the car.
Yeah, don't do that.
You can if you get out of the car, if everybody else was stopped, you got to be sure of where you're going to.
And I think everybody was stopped because there was that accident ahead of her.
But
It sounds like a bad accident, too. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody off a ravine and there was fire. Didn't she say that? I mean,
You
it was
don't want to
like-
get out of the car, though, and go with the shoulder and stand equal to or in front of it. You want to be behind it. So if somebody hits that car, it's going to keep going
Like a train.
like a train.
Yeah.
You want to go towards the train, backwards, not
And
the direction
this just
of
came
travel.
up too. I was watching a video about a chain reaction accident. Don't get out of your car if cars are hitting.
Yeah.
Don't get out and try to get away. Make sure you stay buckled in.
brace
and-
yourself.
Yeah. 866-594-4150. Let's go to Nebraska and talk to Thomas. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Thomas, what can we do for you?
Hi. I have a 2008 Dodge Grand Caravan, and I have several issues at the moment. One, my wife can drive it in and out of town, and within probably by the time she gets back, the battery light comes on. And she'll pull it off to the side of the road, she'll turn it off, turn it back on, the light will go off. Keeps happening once in a blue moon. And then the other thing is she is also having cruise control. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it's not. I've been checking fuses, I've been checking relays. What else am I missing that it could be missing? Either the battery light or the cruise control. Maybe they're correlated. I'm trying to figure this out.
Here's all I know. Here, I'll give you the first part of this, Thomas. The cruise control shutting off randomly could be a lot of things. It could be taillight, could be the brake pedal, could be the ignition system, could be. I'm trying to follow Russ. So far, so good, right? Keep going. Now you take it.
Yeah.
Or that alternator may not be putting out enough voltage, so the battery is a little low,
The same
and
thing
it shuts it off.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the first things to go. Ooh,
I will
convenience
add
item.
to that. The battery is new. The battery
Battery's
has been put in less than a month ago.
But the alternator is not.
What's causing that battery light to
If
go
that-
on is
if
not
that
the battery.
alternator is low and it's not charging enough and it's turning that light on, the first thing to go is the cruise, air conditioning, convenience things. The radio just doesn't seem to shut off. It should be one of the first things, but they have no way to kill that. But yeah, it'll kill the convenience items that are controlled by the computer or the body module. So likely you've got a low voltage issue.
So-
You put a number of alternators on those things.
Okay.
That'd be the
So
first thing to look
mostly
at.
the
Right?
alternator.
Now, is that something I can bring in?
Yeah,
And
what's
they
the
can-
testing you would do, Russ?
Yeah, test it
Simple.
for sure. Bring it in, do an alternator test, and they load everything up, turn all the lights on, the rear defogger, all that stuff, and see. Can that
Is it
battery
holding?
capable?
Under
Yeah.
a load, is it doing what it's supposed to do?
And there may even be some codes in either the body control module, and people miss that. They'll look at the engine and they'll see no codes, but then you look at the body control module and it says low voltage, low voltage, low voltage. Engine didn't pick it up, but the body control module did.
Thomas, thanks very much for the call. That's the place to start. Good luck. 866-594-4150. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to hear from you on the Under the Hood Show.
If your Band-Aid can is empty because you have so many dash lights on, you need to call Under the Hood.
866-594-4150. For those watching on the YouTube feed, that's my daughter. The other person in the studio, that's my daughter.
It was Bring Your Daughter to Work Day.
Uh-huh. We do it once every 25 years, and today's her day. You used to come to work with me often when we used to do, holiday stuff.
Yeah, at least once a year.
It's been a while, though.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you'd come to the shop and she was like 2.
Yeah. You haven't even, matter of fact, you're here for the first time in years.
When we were talking earlier, I think you said 5.
Yeah.
Like 5 or more years.
So
She's never been in this studio.
she has,
Not-
actually.
not-
That's what
have.
she, before.
Before you guys were able to use it.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go. All right, now be quiet. We're working over here. We're busy. 866
Mic test, it works.
594-4150. Let's go to Oklahoma.
Did Russ not know that?
I just noticed. I built it, but it doesn't mean I know what I did.
Let's talk to Charles in Oklahoma. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Charles, what can we do for you?
Yes, I have a 2013 Mustang with 700 miles on it. I used to turn over, and now it does not even turn over. I have changed the batteries, not recently. But when you turn the key on, it goes to like a half a tank of gas, and I know the gas tank is full. It just doesn't crank. I've changed the relay out several times. Still nothing. Had a guy come out and read codes. He couldn't find any codes to speak of. So I'm kind of at a loss whether I just take it in or do I keep trying to search for the answers.
Well, I think that the sad part is that it may not be fixable, and you may have to give it to Russ
Or
Chris.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's a very, not a great car.
Yeah.
So just have to give it to someone.
Well, I mean, it's a 2013 Mustang, and it only has 700 miles.
Yeah.
You didn't sense my sarcasm
Garbage.
meter at all there. I'm sorry. I apologize. That is a Berkeley One classic for sure.
Did he just say 700?
700 miles. I caught that right away. What is the
700 miles?
So I got.
That's why it's not working.
We got to know more about the car. Is this a V8 Mustang or what is this thing?
Yeah, it's a V8. It's the Coyote motor. It's a 5.0. Like I said, I don't know. It could be, it could be the fuel pump. It could be a number of things, but
let's just.
They're not reading anything.
Okay, let's go back though. When you said and you got a new battery in it, I'm assuming, correct?
The battery's probably about 2 years old.
And it's been sitting in storage most of the time?
We're in the car.
Yes.
Any sort of a battery maintainer on it at all?
Yes, I had a battery trickler on it.
Yeah, even with a maintainer, they can die sometimes, but I would want to be testing to make sure I've got a good, clean battery voltage.
If I had a car that sat that long, that much, and it needed a maintainer on it, I'd definitely be looking into one of those new lithium Altima batteries that jump starts itself.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it sits and it goes dead after too long, you just use the connection on your phone and turn it back on. That is the coolest. I'm still so excited.
Russ, I have not seen that yet.
You weren't here.
You weren't here.
But I want to hear about this.
Altima makes a battery that jump starts itself. When it gets down to 30%, it shuts itself off. And then you use the Bluetooth connection on your phone to turn it back on.
Oh, you tap into that
So
extra
for kids,
they've got a reserve.
Not a kid anymore, but still for younger people that are in college and the car goes dead all the time. Oh, it went dead. What do? I got to jump start it, Dad. No, just grab out your phone. Here, let me get my phone.
I want to make sure if a college kid's calling for a jump that they pull out the right app.
Right.
They'll find it in the other 1,000 they've got on there, like me. So, all right, back to the car. First thing, make sure the battery's got full voltage if it's not cranking. Second thing, turn the key on. Just turn it on to the run position without starting it and watch the dash. If you've got a little flashing theft light or a solid illuminated theft light, you got a security issue and it's not allowing the car to start. You could have had a problem with the key, the transponder, especially if it's been sitting this long. But another thing that's very common on those cars is the starter. They get a little something going on inside and they don't make contact when you turn them on.
And I want to jump in here and just be clear that a 2013 with 700 miles it's got issues that are not normal to a car that's used regularly.
Correct.
We're in a different situation here than a normal 2013.
Usually they're kind of okay, but things do happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty low miles, and it's common for batteries to go dead and starters to not make contact.
And that can be checked because if you got somebody that's got a meter, just a simple meter, they can go down to the starter and see, am I getting voltage? If I'm getting voltage to the starter and it's not, and the exciter wire's got voltage and it's not kicking in, the starter's got a problem. Now, this Berkeley Classics, Berkeley One Classics, they are going to want to insure this car for you, but we're going to want to guess what color it is first.
Let me ask a question.
Yes.
This is a Berkeley Classic because of the way he uses it, not
No,
because
no,
it's a
still
Mustang GT V8. That's definitely one of their cars they'll insure. Yeah. Unless you're driving it every single day.
Okay.
And he's obviously not driving it every single day.
That is true.
So I think that this car is steel gray, Chris.
I was gonna say gray. I'll say I'll go out there a ways. I'll go that bright blue.
All right.
It is black, Sophie.
Red.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see, Charles. What color is it?
It is fire engine red.
Oh, our guest guesser,
Sophie's
wins the
one.
prize.
All right, stay on the line, and producer Doug over there will get you hooked up with a hoodie.
Before he goes away, just
courtesy
real
of
quick,
Berkeley One Classics.
give me 30 seconds. Why does the car have so low miles? Did you buy it new? Did you get it from a family member? What's the scoop?
No, I bought it new, and my intent was to. I didn't need the Mustang at the time, and so I put it in my garage, and did everything and prep to keep it about a year there, and then I was going to drive it. And it started for the first 4 or 5 years, and then it finally just didn't want to start. So at that point, I just said, well, I've got a problem. And so I didn't know exactly what to do after that. So it's just been sitting there, and I've been maintaining the tires and the fluid levels and everything, but it just doesn't start.
If you
I think you're right. It may be a starter problem because the starter does not engage.
So if you call the tow truck and bring this to your favorite repair shop to fix this, it's either going to be a pretty quick fix. They're going to nail it down, and they're going to say you need a starter or you need a battery, something quick like that. Or B, you got some rodent damage and you're in some serious trouble.
No, we're not going.
He sounds like he's got this in a rodent-free environment.
That's pretty much your only two, right,
right,
guys? So you've either got something, a no crank situation is a pretty quick fix on a car with this low miles.
Yep.
Because nothing damaged it.
Yeah.
Rodent damage is a whole nother story. So
No,
I mean,
he's
that's
fine with that.
only two options.
Rodent damage.
Well, then your
we
option
go.
is it's not going to be too bad if you took it in.
Charles, thanks very much for the call. I was parked next to one of these at the grocery store last week. Yeah, I'm cool with it. It's I'm down with it. Those are pretty cool looking.
Yeah, they look nice.
866-594-4150. Let's go to Nebraska and talk to John. You're on the Under the Hood Show. John, what can we do for you?
Yes, sir. I have a slight oil burning problem. I have an 05 Colorado with a 3.5 5-cylinder automatic 4-wheel drive. I've had about 8 of these, and some of them with way more miles than that. I have 160,000 on it, and it's really strange. It uses oil about a quart in 1,000 miles, and I have an old hot rodder, so I'm used to stuff that's used oil before in my life, that's for sure. But this is really odd. It doesn't smoke, except occasionally when I go on a short run and go into the store, come back out and start it, it'll do a little puff, but not every time. But it's noticeable. And most of the time, there's no sign of smoke coming out the tailpipe at all.
Catalytic converter is burning up all that oil, which is hard on the converter, but we need to find out where that oil is coming from. There's really 3 options on this. The piston rings could be worn out, causing the oil burning. You could have bad valve guides in the head, which you could pull the head off and have that redone to do it. Or it could be even a simpler fix. BG Products makes an oil system cleaner, a flush for the engine. You can put in there and you run it, and it's a heavy-duty cleaning that's made to free up stuck rings. We've had a number of these. We've owned a couple here at Nordstrom's, maybe 3 or 4 of them. We've had some things going on over the years with them, different things, but oil burning because of stuck rings in these engines is one of the problems. And if you flush this thing completely, if you use the product and you clean it out thoroughly, you can eliminate that. But it's something you're not wasting your money, because a thorough cleaning of that engine could really help at this point to prevent any future issues. But then you may discover you still need valve guides or valve seals put in it in the head on top for oil burning. Not really a valve cover update on this engine like there are, Dorman Products sells that valve cover we talk about a lot, and that has to do with oil burning on a lot of V8 engines, even some of the 4 and 6 cylinders, but not on this particular. I'm thinking more along the lines of clean it up for oil system control or valve guides.
John, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. We don't really have a lot of vehicles named after our area. I was just thinking Colorado. I mean, it's not very evocative.
The Dodge Dakota.
Oh, yeah.
Badlands editions.
I guess, yeah. But we don't have a Chevy Mandan.
The Laverne fire truck.
Fargo. All right, that'll do it for hour 1 of the Under the Hood Show. Hour 2 is coming up.
You're listening to the Nordstrom's Under the Hood Show with the Motor Medics, Shannon Nordstrom and Russ the Super Tech Evans. Shannon is an ASE engine and parts specialist, and Russ is an ASE Master Certified Technician with extensive factory drivability training. The Under the Hood Show is heard weekly on this and other great radio stations.
With Russ Evans, this is Shannon Nordstrom, thanking you for tuning in to the Nordstrom's Under the Hood Show. Have a great day, and remember, PTLA.
The opinions heard on this program, based on the many years of experience of Russ and Shannon, are offered for entertainment value and as a guide to your repair needs. No guarantee to repair or cause is given or implied. Always check with your favorite certified technician and follow all safety procedures before attempting repair. The Nordstrom's Under the Hood Show with the Motor Medics is reproduced and distributed by Prairie House Productions. Have questions for the Motor Medics? Call our 24-hour toll-free number, 866-594-4150. All content of the Under the Hood Show is the property of Nordstrom's Incorporated. Copyright Nordstrom's Automotive and may be reproduced with our permission. Now, let's go under the hood with the Nordstrom's Motor Medics.
Welcome to the Under the Hood Show. We are glad to have you with us. Russ Evans is here to answer your automotive questions.
Thanks for joining us under the hood.
Shannon Nordstrom is here to do the same.
Welcome, hoodies. Thanks for tuning in so we can help you tune up.
I'm Chris Carter here to answer your calls at 866-594-4150. Let's go right to the phones as we've got people waiting. Let's talk to Linda. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Linda, what can we do for you?
Yes, thank you. I have two different questions for you. I have a Chevy Impala 2014, and the first question I have is this noise has been going on for maybe 5 or 6 years that I've been aware of the noise or been in the car. So it's a constant noise. The noise happens when I turn the steering wheel either to the right or left, and I only hear it inside the vehicle. When I roll down the windows and I have the fan and radio off, then I don't hear it outside of the vehicle. I hear it just inside the vehicle, and I'm wondering if that is just if there's something rubbing on that. I don't know, like rubber against rubber rubbing, or I mean the steering wheel feels taut. When I take it in for an oil change, nobody says, "Oh, you might want to look at this."
What's the noise that it makes? You kind of said a little bit there with the rubber noise, but what's the noise that it makes?
If you could hear a mouse squeaking, it would be kind of like. Excuse me.
Well, first of all, we want you to make the noise, Linda. That's what he's getting at. He wants you to make the noise, but she doesn't have to, because I know this noise, and I know what the problem is. And I'm going to go out further and say, Linda, I would wait about 5-6 years too to make that call. My car at about 6 years, I'd be like, oh yeah, and this has been going on for about 5 years. It's just a little bit. Is it just when if you're going straight, you just kind of turn the wheel just a little bit, not even enough to turn the car, and you can feel it and hear it?
I can't feel anything. I can only hear it. But yeah, but it was interesting. One time I found a parking lot, and so I did, like rosary. I mean, not very carefully, but I did. So I turned the steering wheel all the way, and I didn't hear it so much. But then when I turn it the other way, I didn't hear it, and it seems like it's would be like, okay, now the weather's hot, and so it'll make the noise, or if I just have the vent on, then I can't hear it as much because of that blowing noise.
Is it the new body style
yeah,
Impala or the old style? Does it look like a spaceship or a football?
Yeah, does it look like when you see that's a 2006, or does it look like a 2019?
You got me there.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
Because
Because they made a 2014 Impala Classic, which looked like the previous Impalas clear back to 2006.
Yeah.
And then they also made the new generation, which was more modern, that had a more modern look to it.
And a whole different steering thing.
Yeah, the steering dash and everything was a lot different on that. The new version probably had electric rack and pinion, didn't it?
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to eliminate some of the things there. But it could even just be that there's the columns in those. If it's the old body style, they would just kind of warp a little bit, and they would touch the edge. So when you turn it, it would just go back and forth. Make some noise. It makes some noise, and if you got the radio,
it doesn't make that type of noise. It's Impala Limited. I got up the handy book here, but
I think the Limited is the old body style.
Yeah, it's.
I called it a Classic. I think they did Malibu Classic, and they might have did Impala Limited when they kept that old body style.
It's a power steering.
Yeah.
It's the power steering.
Yeah.
It's probably a little low on fluid. It uses up just a little.
You'd hear that outside.
And then
they would hear that outside.
I just turn the radio up, turn the blower up a little higher, radio up a little.
And you've had this problem for 5 years?
Right. But whenever I take it in for an oil change, they always say that they top everything off. They check everything.
Is the car working good and the car's doing what it needs to do for you every day?
Yes. I mean, I've taken it for like a 4-hour trip over.
Chris, what would
4th of July,
you say to Linda if she's had a small problem like that for 5 years? She drives the car every day. She's not afraid to take it on a long trip. What would you say?
I would say it's fine. I
You'd
would say ignore it.
You'd say there's no problem.
Right. There's no problem.
You turn the radio up just a little bit.
I know that. I know that sound. That's what the Oldsmobile used to do all the time.
Linda, if you know that it makes this sound all the time, you could stop in at any independent repair shop that's got a few cars sitting around outside that you can tell they're a busy little repair shop, and just say, could you listen to this noise? And a mechanic that's been around things would say, hopefully, oh, that's
this.
Yeah. I wouldn't get too worried about it.
It's fine. Leave it, is what he'd say.
Okay.
What's your, right? I mean,
for the most part, unless I don't know what tragic problem could be causing that.
Worse. Yeah. What's your second question, Linda?
Okay. This is a little bit more serious for me because it makes me gag. But when I turn on the
hold on a second. Wait 1 second. I can't wait. I'm so interested in what she's going to say
Let's
next.
get to it here. Let's go, Linda.
Okay, Linda.
So when I have, because there's two different ways to turn on the fan, one that will go through the vent, and there's another one that's circulating the air in the car.
Yep, recirculate.
I always recirculate. I always have to have it on recirculate because otherwise I get a musty, rotten dead leaf smell.
Yep. You got the mold in the heater box, right? That's what that. I mean,
it sounds like
a
good chance that your cowl vent and area wasn't draining well. Russ,
but on recirculate, it doesn't do it. Only on outside.
Right.
Cabin air filter, it pulls the air through from the outside.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So if she had something in the
cabin air filter.
Yeah.
No, the cabin air filter, because I took it into one of those rapid oil change places, and so I told them to change both of the air filters because I was sick and tired of the smell. And so then they pulled out the cabin filter, and it wasn't dirty at all. I said, change it anyway. Then they pulled out I guess it's called the engine filter, and then they pulled that out, and that was a little bit dirty. And I told them to change that anyway. But what they did when they, underneath of that, there's like a little catch pan or something there. But anyway, that was full of seeds. So you could tell that there was a rodent in there at one time. and I told them to clean that out. Well, they did, but
back to that noise that sounded something like a mouse.
You might just have mice, Linda. That's all.
No, that would be horrible if she had that many mice. They were making noise when she turned.
Hear 'em.
They're singing.
They're
just-
angry. Like Cinderella.
This is
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
You either have mold in there, which can be cleaned with a AC cleaning kit. They got auto parts store. It sprays in, pretty self-explanatory. Or you have rodent droppings. If it's that bad where it's making you gag, Shannon owned a Hummer H3 one time, and it was so nasty. The dash came out, went in the garbage, and a different dash went in it. An HVAC box.
That's about as bad as they get.
When I took it apart, it had an inch of guano in the bottom of it. It was disgusting. And it went, there was no way to clean it. We tried the musty thing, and I went, I think there's a rodent in there. And there was a rodent in there.
Yeah,
It's
that was
like
a
the
fairly
Mickey
new
Mouse
vehicle.
Club.
When we repaired, and some rodents had got in there, so it was a bad deal. Really bad deal. Super bad deal.
I think Linda's going to be fine.
I do
She
too.
needs to go to the auto parts store and get a can.
Try that first,
Yep.
so you don't be too worried. And if it doesn't change it,
I'll give you one tip. Use it. It'll say to use the whole can, and you'll think you don't need to, but go ahead and do it. And just follow the instructions. It'll tell you step by step what to do, and then it's gonna happen again probably next summer.
yeah. You want to you do it once a year once it starts coming up.
Yeah.
But if you ask the auto parts store a handy thing, you spray in your AC that cleans the whole system out. And if they don't know you need to go to a different auto parts store because those people don't know what they're talking about.
AC Pro, former partner of ours.
There you go, AC Pro.
There you go. Linda, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. 866-594-4150. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to hear from you. 866-594-4150. Let's talk to Jay. Jay, you're on the End of the Hood Show. What can we do for you?
Oh, great. Hi, guys. I've got a head scratcher here. I've got a 2006 Chrysler 300 with a 3.5 V6. And I had a check engine light on it for the EGR valve. So I replaced the EGR valve, and I still get the same check engine light with a P404 code, position sensor performance. So that's one problem. But the bigger problem is that now when we start the car up, and this has been going on now for a number of months, start it up, and then you give it a little bit of gas to back out of the driveway, it dies. And then it comes back on again. Then it dies, and it comes back on again. And then you put it in drive to start driving up the road, and it'll sort of surging. It goes and then lags back and goes, and you get a couple blocks, and it pretty much clears up. But this is pretty common behavior with this car. And it's a head scratcher. I haven't been able to figure it out. I thought maybe it was a dirty air mass flow sensor, but it doesn't have one. So I'm not sure what it is.
Well, EGR is going to cause it can cause dying issues. But I would, if you replace that EGR and it still gives you a code, I would definitely check the exhaust back pressure on that car and see what it is. Because if it's higher than it's supposed to be, it will overcome that EGR and give a flow code, which is what you're getting, and cause an issue with it. Or if you have an EGR valve that's opening when it's not supposed to, computer's opening it, whatever's causing it, it's hanging off the seat because it's got carbon in it, that will cause stalling, it'll cause codes, it'll cause poor running, all those things. It sounds like it's all EGR related, whether it's direct caused by the EGR or something's causing it to fail, like too much exhaust back pressure.
So that code that he gave you was like the position sensor for
EGR position, EGR flow issue.
Interesting. How long has it been? How long has it been doing that?
Well, I changed out the valve earlier in the year, but it'd been doing that before that. Of course, that's why I changed it out. So it's been probably a year at least doing this.
One thing you might want to try in this is to clean the emission system. It can help. CRC, guaranteed to pass. G2P. It's a product that really is really strong, and it will really help with certain things that can cause testing failures when you're getting in, if you're in emissions testing state, which also means it's going to help clean out things in the system, the catalytic converter a little bit, the fuel injection, the valves, the heads, all that stuff. And if it makes a difference in what's going on, it's a buildup in the system, and you may have to go with a professional cleaning in a shop to clear it up. But we've seen a number of things that can be cleared up with additives. It's amazing how many issues we're seeing lately with fuel systems, carbon, things like that, built up in engines.
Wow. Well, this car is used a lot for local driving and probably doesn't get thorough warming up frequently. And also, I would imagine there are passageways in the head that could have been carboned up. Could it be that I replaced the valve, but just it was all blocked up inside? Is that what we're talking about?
Definitely. And a lot of times you have to take them apart. Like a Prius is one car that's so bad you have to take the intake manifold off to clean it. You cannot clean it with it on the car because it blocks up. Now, if you've been performing regular maintenance cleaning on it, you could keep it clean. But once it gets clogged, there's nothing flowing through it, so cleaner won't do any good. So you could have it clogged up. If you pull the EGR valve off and you block off the hole that goes into the intake, the suction side of it.
Golf tee?
No.
Too big.
Something bigger.
Okay.
Much bigger. And then you start the car up, exhaust should blow out the other hole with a bunch of garbage as well, too, so don't be looking at it. But the suction side should suck vacuum, and the exhaust side should be exhaust. A lot of times there's nothing there, and we'll take a coat hanger wire or something and clean it out and spray some cleaner down in there.
Huh.
Start it up, make sure it's good and clean. On the vacuum side, we use a vacuum and try to clean it out other than taking the whole intake off.
Does that help you out there, Jay?
Okay, so you mentioned that blocking off take the EGR valve off and block off the opening. You're blocking off the vacuum and just leaving the exhaust open. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, to see if it's exhaust coming out of it or not.
Great. Good test. All
Then
right.
block off
I have to pull the manifold, though, to get at that thing.
Yes and no, but you could. If you got to pull the manifold, might as well take it off and clean it.
Jay, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. 866-594-4150. Let's go to North Dakota and talk to Kurt. You're on the End of the Hood Show. Kurt, what can we do for you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
Yes, I drive a 2018 Toyota Highlander. It's got about 86,000 miles on it. And sometimes, like say when you're going up a hill and you have to slow down for another vehicle in front of you, it downshifts really hard when you have to press on the gas again. And it takes you by surprise. And it's, I don't know, is it something that should be checked by a dealer or because it doesn't throw a code? And so that's my question.
It's hard to tell, but there are some vehicles that lean heavier on the engine braking and shifting down in the transmission than others. And I have not done that in one of those types of vehicles. It does seem to me that if you're feeling that, you're thinking it's abnormal. The question is for me would be, was it like this when you first got it, or is it something that's just developed? You know, if it's been that way the entire. That's what I was kind of curious. Is this something that just started doing that, or is this just a new course for you where you're driving that you haven't before?
Well, you know, I bought the vehicle used with about 80,000 miles on it. And, you know, I did notice it at first, and then, you know, it's probably something that could have been there, you know. So, and I don't know the complete history of the vehicle.
I think it's normal. I mean, I'd have to drive it to feel it to know, but most of them act that way. When you're slowing down like that, going up a hill, you give it a little gas, it's going to downshift so you get going again. It knows your road speed, and it wants to get you going. It doesn't want to just step on the gas and have it not go. You know, it's got a downshift so it can get you up to speed
The
quickly.
Toyotas are super good vehicles, but it's not unusual I mean, I have heard of a few tranny problems in these, but it wasn't this issue. It was missing shifts, not holding gears. This might be a fairly normal behavior, but if you wanted to know for sure, if you haven't yet, at 86,000 miles, transmission maintenance is probably good and due. And whether that vehicle is set up for a drain and fill or whether it should be flushed, Russ thinks, what do you think on that
Drain
one?
and fill.
Drain and fill. It'd be a good time to do that. And if you did it at a transmission shop, you could first ask them to say, hey, look, if it does this every time, let's go for a drive. Is this fairly normal? And then be a good time to maybe change out that fluid and put an additive or a conditioner in there at the same time.
Does that help you out there, Kurt?
Okay. Yeah, well, this is something that I'd probably do myself. Then I'd probably drill or drain and fill it myself, and I could look at the fluid then. So
yeah, no, exactly. I just if you wanted to get that second opinion, you could do them at the same time. That's the only reason I was bringing it up.
How much fluid's that thing take? It can be a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not as it's still going to cost a little bit to do just that drain and fill. I'm always surprised when you talk about how much
fluid costs nowadays. Yeah. And you want to have the right fluid in there. You got to if you don't get the right fluid in transmissions anymore, you break them.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to hear from you. The phone number to reach us, 866-594-4150. You're listening to the Under the Hood Show.
That's all you got to do to fix it? I could have paid a guy $1,000 to do that. This is Under the Hood.
866-594-4150. That's the number to reach us here at the Under the Hood Show. Don't forget, you can watch the show on our YouTube channel. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the Hoodie Fan Club at UnderTheHoodShow.com. You could win a hoodie.
Like Jan Kellogg, congratulations to everybody here under the hood and our friends over at Berkeley One Classics celebrating 50 years of collector car coverage and Universal Technical Institute, UTI.edu.
866-594-4150. Let's go to North Carolina and talk to Barry. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Barry, what can we do for you?
I got a 2011 Nissan Murano, and every time I come to a stop and then try to give it gas, it hesitates. Then all of a sudden it'll catch up and jerk real hard.
Okay.
It's not, Barry, it's not probably good. No, it's probably not good. And has it been slowly getting worse, or is it just suddenly one day it decided, I don't like you anymore?
It's been doing it for a long time.
How many miles are on the Murano?
157,000.
I think you've done well with that Murano.
Mm-hmm.
With the transmission in that Murano.
I'll say this. That's the issue here, right? It's the
most
transmission.
likely it is
engine's just broke in.
Yeah, most likely it's a CVT transmission issue.
Now, this might not make him feel any better, but we recently rented a brand new Murano.
That's a whole different car.
It did the same thing. It was, I hated it. You'd step on it, and it would rev up and not go, and then it would catch and take off.
That might have been just junk. Yeah. The new one might have had a problem.
Yeah.
So they normally drive pretty smoothly, the new ones, till they break. But the CVT trans, there was an issue. I tell everybody that's got a CVT, if you buy one that's got one in it, at about 20,000 miles, change the fluid for the first time, and then you're going to do whatever you do, because that's what people do with these things. But I think it's that first transmission change. For people I know that have got these cars new and brought them to our shop, and they changed it that first time, that low of miles, and then never did anything again. They're like, oh, I'm not going to do it again. They're lasting longer than the ones that never did it. I think that first fluid in there and getting out the stuff that's part of the build is important. But these CVTs, these older CVTs,
yep.
100,000 miles, it's a crapshoot. You don't know.
Barry, if you'd called and said, hey, I have a 2011 Murano, how long's the transmission going to last? You'd go about 157,000 miles.
Yeah.
So Barry, to test it or to figure it out, you got to bring it in,
and it's expensive.
Yeah,
just to test it. But a lot of times they can do the seat of the pants testing. You get in it, you drive it, and say, "Oh yeah, it's done."
So does he just keep driving it till it's?
Yeah. If he's, it seems like it's gone a long time already in this mode. So if he can continue driving in his style of driving, it's probably going to last a while.
You get you can drive it to your second job. to pay for the transmission you're eventually going to have, which is going to be
a lot.
A lot.
You could find a good use. So Car Dash Part does, you can come up with some options for those. You pick them with lower miles. There's a lot of people with Muranos that just don't drive them that much. I mean, there's a lot of high mileage ones, but if you could find one with 50, 60,000 miles on it.
Getting harder.
And it's, well, it is old.
Yeah.
And fluid decent, well, you're going to pay more for it too, because the older it is with the lower the miles, age and lower miles cost more.
Yeah.
High maintenance.
Barry, thanks very much for the call. Good luck. Wish we had better news for you there.
We didn't ask him a lot of other questions.
Right.
We kind of went right to it.
Right. But
we're assuming that the vehicle has a solid tune-up, state of tune. It's running good. The engine's running good. And it's not some sort of ignition miss or something like that. If the transmission is acting up that much, he should have a code of some sort. Correct, Russ, by then? Or not?
Yeah.
Not always.
that he won't see, but it'll show up.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's we didn't ask much because
just baby it and drive the heck out of it.
Exactly. 866-594-4150. That's the number to reach us here at the End of the Hood Show. What's caught your attention in the automotive world?
Ooh, so rental cars. Hertz has been trying a new little toy.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's crap, but whatever. You pull out of the rental car place and you drive through a tunnel with hundreds of cameras.
I saw your text and I never looked at the story, but I assume that's what this was.
Powered by AI.
Yeah.
It takes a picture of every single inch of the car, including the tire tread depth. I mean, all of it. It looks at the whole thing. You're rolling over the deal. It's checking alignment. I mean, the whole thing. You bring the car back, you pull through the little tunnel. If they find a scratch on the door, car door ding, they're billing people. That AI stuff is not cheap, and they have billed a number of people. One example, a guy got a bill for $350 for a door ding in a car, and he says, well, I don't know. I guess I just got to pay it. They've been doing that a lot, and they're kind of reevaluating it because
now it was a shadow.
Yeah, it turned out to be a shadow.
Yeah.
And a couple senators now have got involved with it that also had some rental issues, and they contacted the owners of the company and said, we need to discuss this because this is over the top. It is expected that if you're renting any type of machinery, car, whatever it is, a small amount of normal parking lot dings happen. That's to be said. Now, on the other hand, this technology can protect you. You rent a car, you take it out, and it's got a scuff down a fender because somebody ran into something and they missed it. When I get a rental car, I walk around it with my camera and I take a video real quick to check it out.
I do the same thing.
Because you couldn't come back, because only one time somebody said, I don't think that was there. And then they found out it was there, but there was a little scuff on the side of the plastic bumper. I'm like, no, look, it was here when I got in the car. I'm still in the airport. What if I didn't have that? Then I'm stuck with paying for that. In certain states, Texas, I know for a fact, is one of them. If you rent the car, Arizona is too. If you rent the car, and let's say accidentally you do bump into something else and you get a little scuff on the bumper, you're going to pay for it, right? Let's say the bumper scuff is $1,000. You expect to pay that, right?
Sure.
Those states allow the rental car company to tag you for every minute they can't rent that car. And you know, a lot of these are busy. So if the car's in the body shop for 6 weeks getting fixed, you're on the hook for 6 weeks of rental. They will hang you. So these things can help you and hurt you. So our question is, what do you guys think? If you're on YouTube, just leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that they have to learn where their throttle is at with that technology.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the big stuff.
Yeah,
but not the shadows. And the
I
dings.
think they're learning, and I think the technology, because they're using the same sort of technology in the auto collision industry. The insurance companies are using it.
I think it'd be great for a normal auto repair shop if it was affordable.
No, there's definitely this technology. I saw it at a trade association show here about 5 years ago, and it's continued to perfect and perfect and perfect. And so
I saw that news story that you sent us before you sent it to us, but then I went a little further, and they do have one of the situations. They simply were letting the AI do it and sending out the bill and collecting the money, and they never put eyes on it. And the one of them got resolved because they had somebody physically go check and go, oh yeah, that's not there. And that was it. So they do have to figure out if something comes back with and flags it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have a process.
They're gonna have to go look and check.
They got to put a process on there.
World is changing.
866-594-4150.
Or they'll just people just won't rent from them.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
they got to realize, and they do.
Yeah.
This isn't good for business. Once this word's on the street, this isn't good for business.
Let's talk to Brandon. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Brandon, what can we do for you?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
I got a 2016 Chevy Silverado, 5.3 liter. I've got 177,000 on her now. My transmission's been going out for a couple months, and I've known it, and I was just about to buy a new one. However, I had another issue just arise where my truck started burning oil all of a sudden. I've had to put 2 quarts of oil in it twice now since the last oil change. So I'm just wondering, is it worth getting a tranny, or do I have bigger issues here?
16 truck, even with that many miles, is still worth for what you'd pay to put a remanufactured engine and transmission in the vehicle. You're going to pay more to go buy that vehicle off a car lot somewhere, and it's not going to come with a warranty like a remanufactured engine and trans is. But I wouldn't worry too much about the oil yet. Transmission, it's a 16. It's going to need a transmission. I have so many of those that come in with those out. But the oil burning might be as simple as a new driver's side valve cover. They get clogged up with age, the design of them, when the engine gets older and the vacuum's a little different in the crankcase, they've had some issues with them. So Dorman Products, that's our partner, makes a valve cover, and that valve cover is updated, different flow in there, different oil protection so it doesn't suck that oil into the intake any longer and prevents the oil burning. That's the first thing we look at on every 5.3 engine when they suddenly start burning oil, because it's not typical for those to have piston ring issues and valve guide issues. It's very typical to have oil burning. And if you pull off the PCV vent hose that's on that valve cover where it goes into the intake, if it's got oil in it, if it's wet with oil, it's more than likely the valve cover, because the oil's getting sucked out of there and into the intake. So I would look at that first. And if you discover that's, if the trans is going out and it's running pretty good right now, but you could still drive it, put a valve cover on it first and drive it for a few weeks and see if the oil burning goes away. If it goes away, then you can feel pretty good and say, oh, the engine's fine.
You need to put a transmission.
Put a transmission in it.
Yeah. Does that help you out there, Brandon?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Thanks very much for the call. Because
Oh, my dad's got a truck like that he bought it with 170,000 miles on it. And he's cruising all over with it.
Tens of thousands of dollars if you wanted to buy it.
Yeah, it was an expensive truck yet.
Yeah. 866-594-4150. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to hear from you on the Under the Hood Show.
Free car advice. Now that's something new. This is Under the Hood.
866-594-4150. That's the number to reach us here at the Under the Hood Show. Let's talk to Brian. You're on the Under the Hood Show. Brian, what can we do for you?
Morning, guys. I got a 2022 Ram 1500 Limited with a 5.7 Hemi in it. It's the regular Hemi, not the e-torque. I bought this at the end of March this year, and I really don't recall if I had this issue before I brought home my Mustang convertible and put that in the garage, so the pickup's been sitting outside. The issue is the first start up in the morning, the engine just doesn't seem like it doesn't know if it should run or not. It spit and sputters around. And 2 weeks ago, I had service work done on it or oil change. We put a fuel additive in it. My service guy told me it's like seafoam on crack. I just don't remember what that is. So
I don't know if I want that.
Anyway,
CRC G2P.
Well, it's not working. It's not working. So anyway, I just called in just to see what you guys think. It's maybe injector issues or pump issues. So
the truck's pretty young yet. It's got how many miles on it?
33,000.
Yeah, that's a pretty young vehicle yet on a Hemi like that. And that should be a pretty solid startup vehicle. That thing should fire up and go, and you shouldn't have to do any tricks. Just go. And so it's going to do this every time? Or is it just when it's cold?
I didn't say that. It's just the first initial startup, and it's not all the time. It gets a streak, it'll do this, and then it'll be fine. And then it gets the streak going again. So this morning it actually died for the first time.
Did it ever
And then it
put on a
restarts
light of
right-
any sort?
No light. I'll get going down the street and it's spinning around, so I get upset and I just punch it, and then it kind of comes out of it.
Then you remember why you bought a Hemi.
It's going to be the problem.
Well, I've been wondering that ever since. So.
No one's going to look at it if it's not doing it every single time, constantly, because there's no way you can find it.
Can we log this like every morning, get in the car,
Doing
write
good.
down the temperature, figure out
Got to see it. And here's
only
here's the
happens
problem. If you say it does it when I do this every single time, but just this once, you bring it to me. I get in it and say, okay, here's the temperature. I start it up. It did it to me just once. Now what's wrong with it? Because I need to find out what it is and fix it. It's got to do it constantly.
So you can have equipment
so
on
first you got to have it happen, and then you got to have it
Constantly
happen again.
So I can test it and say, oh, look, this is what's causing it. Now I fixed it. It's gone away. I verified the repair. I can't just say, well, yeah, I saw it. I see a lot of things. I hear a lot of things. Noises, click, click, click. Oh, I heard it. Well, what is it? I don't know. It went away. Well, it only does it once a day. I can't help you.
All right, so enough from him this time, Shannon. What would you do? What would you try? And
I think that with 33,000 miles on this, if it's that low miles, I would take it out. This does get out on good heat cycles, right? And you get this thing out and drive it around town every once in a while and get it up to operate, put 30, 40 miles on it in a good run.
Yeah, right. And it's a camper puller too, and that type of thing. So
one thing that we've seen every once in a while is that this one's set up for flex fuel or anything?
gosh, I don't believe so.
All right.
I am running high octane and I'm doing putting 91 in it. So
I was gonna say you might try just some different fuel.
And I don't think this is a flex fuel truck, but the one way to find out is to plug a scanner into it and see if it is. Does it have a yellow gas cap on it or a green gas cap?
No, there's no cap on it.
But does it have a green around there? There should be like a green label or a yellow label where the cap goes. No,
I don't see that. I don't think it's flex fuel.
Yeah, just open up the door because they cut that for a while when they lost their funding on that for government funding for those type of vehicles. They pulled it, but if it says flex fuel on any vehicle, anybody that's got one, a lot of times you got to reset the fuel comp sensor in them. They will.
That's what I was just thinking.
Is
if there's something funky going on with the alcohol content, if it was that, would be something you might just try a different fuel station and a different fuel just for
Since
a tank.
It comes and runs for a while like that, and then it goes back.
Just as a thought, I would. I know the CRC guaranteed to pass might be worth a try. Just even though it's young enough, you shouldn't need it, but it might be something that we've had success with. I know your guy said he put something in there already, but
you can't even. I mean, there's no warranty since it's not doing it. They're not going to help you at the dealer. I wouldn't think, right?
Well, he's already. You're out of warranty, correct?
I've got extended on it. That's going to cover damn near everything.
Okay, all right.
If they find a failure, it won't cover drivability issues.
Right. That is people don't know that until they find it out.
and then there's and with the warranty too. I've got one right now that says, well, I got a misfire on one cylinder. It's like there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the engine. It's got good compression, no leak down. It's not an engine problem. It's external. Well, it's broken. Like I understand it's broken, but if there's nothing to give to the warranty company, they're going to deny any fixing because they don't know what's wrong with it.
I'll tell you what I would do. I would just get mad and punch it every time it does it. I would do the same thing you're doing, Brian.
Punch it, Chewy.
Yeah, there's nothing to...
I did it this morning. I did it this morning and I went.
Well, the only other thing is that if you had maybe this is wrong too, but if you had a scanner that you could leave hooked up to it, and somebody could teach you what to look for.
You could look at O2 sensors
and see what's happening
when it's happening.
When it's happening.
Fuel pressure sensor, things like rail sensor, all those things.
Different things to see.
Brian, good luck. Thanks very much for the call. Sorry we couldn't help you any more than you kind of already knew. 866-594-4150. Let's go to Oklahoma and talk to Benjamin. You're on the Under the Hood Show, Benjamin.
Yes, sir. I have a 2018 Ford F-150 with a 3.3 liter engine that's got 120,000 miles on it, and it seems like I'm getting somewhere around 18.5. And I was wondering, is there? Are we looking at different chips? I've heard you put a chip in there, hook a chip to your system that would help. I guess change things so you can get a little better fuel mileage and horsepower. Is that true?
Not to an extent for most people that they would ever feel like any sort of an investment was worth it.
Can you put a chip? They don't make chips, but they make little things that plug in under the dash.
Power programmers.
Yeah. You're programming it. Do they increase miles per gallon by 15, 20%? They do not.
No.
Is it possible to gain a mile per gallon? Maybe.
Maybe. And you run only premium fuel in it.
Which doesn't pay off. When
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even Shannon's old Land Rover, right in the manual, says set the timing here for premium fuel only for a little better power. It doesn't say anything about economy because it doesn't have any. Or set it here for low octane fuel. The new cars, it's the same way. You plug it in. They adjust automatically to an extent. Almost to the extent that tuner will, if you only run a very high octane fuel in it.
A lot of times what a programmer tuner will do is it'll make you choose, I want to set this a little bit different because for towing, and then it kind of keeps it there all the time. Or I might want to say I want to get a little better fuel economy, and it kind of keeps it there all the time. And it just takes those parameters to that edge that they're legal to do, or else they're going to be in trouble. And it takes the limits and pushes them out to the edges.
It can do some, but it's limited.
And it can do some if it's running perfectly. And if it's not, it can actually do damage because of the way it's changing it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
You could gain as much fuel economy by just consciously deciding that I want to drive to get better fuel economy.
Yeah. I have time today. I can take my drive, can take an extra 2 minutes. So I'm going to coast more.
Well,
and
just cut her back down to 70 instead of 75 or 66 instead of 69 and then ease into your starts. I could never do this.
No,
I'm just not. I'm done. I just buy a lot of gas. I support the economy.
Our easy answer on this one, Benjamin, is don't do it. Right?
Don't
straight up.
Yep.
Thanks very much for the call. Good luck. 866-594-4150. Let's stay in Oklahoma and talk to Mike. Mike, you're on the Under the Hood Show. What can we do for you?
Well, appreciate the call. I really appreciate your show, too. So thanks, guys.
Thanks.
So I've got a 2014, I know you had a call earlier, so maybe this is transmission error, but 2014 Nissan Altima, 106,000 miles. It's
6 or 60?
Daughter's boyfriend. I'm sorry, 106,000 miles. And I'm wanting to change. I got several projects I'm going to do to it. So I'm going to have it up on Jack's this weekend. I have had experience changing on my daughter's 2018 Altima. I've got a good video. I got all the Nissan parts, but I'm wanting to change the CVT fluid on it. Doesn't show any signs of slippage, anything like that. Like I said, I'm going to do full brake job on it, radiator flush, plugs, this, that. But like I said, I've got the NSC3 fluid. Like I said, I got a really good video on doing it. It goes by the specs. I want to flush it a couple times. I guess I'm just from a 50-foot level. Is that, just kind of give me the, maybe, I know, thumbs up, so to speak, but I feel good about changing the fluid.
Yeah, just draining fill.
Car overall is in good shape.
Yeah, that transmission, it's important to change that fluid. We change those a lot. The proper fluid, which you have, that Nissan fluid, drain it, fill it, run it through the whole pattern of it, reverse forward the whole thing, drain and fill it again, and that should be enough for the transmission.
Can he like run it through a coffee filter and use the same
No,
fluid?
no.
I'm just asking.
No.
Just checking.
Sounds like something you'd try to do.
Well, I would, I mean,
That would remove some of the contamination and dirt, but it would not. It wouldn't replenish the additive packaging.
pantyhose, nothing. No. Okay.
Russ, I've never looked that close on that one. Do they make it easy to drain and fill?
Yep.
Okay.
And so he's not flushing; he's draining, filling,
Yep.
operating,
Mm-hmm.
draining, and filling again. Is what your typical scenario is at your shop.
Exactly.
Under load,
No,
or
it's
just on the rack still?
On the hoist.
Okay. Does that help you out there, Mike?
Okay. Yep. I'll go that route.
Thanks very much for the call. He's on it. He just
He just
knew
needed somebody to say, "You're good.
Yeah,
you got this."
He knew it.
Thumbs up.
That's going to do it for hour 2 of the Under the Hood show. You want to stick around a little bit? Take a couple more calls?
Got a few things going, but let's get her done.
If you're listening right now, give us a call, 866-594-4150. Thanks for listening to the Under the Hood show. All right, let's take some more calls. 866-594-4150. Let's talk to Darren. You're on the Under the Hood show. Darren, what can we do for you?
Yes, thank you. I've got a 15 GMC Yukon Denali, and 2 years ago had the transmission service, changed the fluids and so forth. And as you know, they took out the ability to check how your transmission fluid is doing on this model. And I have an issue with the transmission where, especially when it's cold, not temperature wise, but the engine's cold, you start it up, and if you're in a hurry, you have to wait about literally almost 5 to 10 seconds before the transmission engages, and it just engages. Like it chunks in there. And after driving it for a half hour or so, it can go away, but it's just a persistent problem. And I'm wondering, is it possible for the transmission fluid to be leaking out somewhere? I don't see anything on the driveway or in the garage. So I'm wondering.
Your problem is, if we want to be optimistic, there could be something in the early starting of the transmission and using it in the bypass filter or the thermostat, and it's just restricting it in there. They make a bypass for that thermostat that we put on all the reman transmissions that we put in, and we recommend on all the used ones we have. And that could be it if they check flow. It could be a little bit low.
Could be low, and it could be leaking. Those trucks are famous for leaking out the AC condenser, which is also the transmission cooler. They'll leak and they'll just drip a little bit, and you won't see it on the ground because it's blowing away with the fans and the road speed. And it could be enough that it dripped down. And when the vehicle warms up, it raises the level and it shifts. You got to get that checked right away. Most of these have a dipstick. Most of these trucks have dipsticks there on the passenger side in the back. It's rare that we see one without one on there. And you can even add one for ones that don't have it. Yeah, there's a hole in the right side of that pan and it comes right up the firewall. We do these all the time.
I did not. Okay. Well, I brought it to a shop and they said, nope, you can't check that. And
yeah,
I was like, well,
most of them
which is
have
true.
It. Yeah. They have some without, but most of them have it. It's on the passenger side on the firewall. It's got the traditional stick in there. After that, when they got a 19, the newer, they do not have them at all. No, they don't have that.
For that next generation.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
There you go. Darren.
All right. I will look for that. And thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much for the call. 866-594-4150. Let's go to Wisconsin and talk to Joe. You're on the Under the Hood show. Joe, what can we do for you?
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
Great. I'm working on a 2015 Kia Sportage, and around 41 miles an hour, I'm getting a shudder. It lasts for, I don't know, maybe about 5 seconds.
Don't go 41. Just skip it.
Yeah, basically, I try and go over it because, I work a lot with, Uber and Lyft, and it's, kind of frustrating.
Well, you see, officer, I have a shutter at 41, so I have to go 46. I can't.
In a 35.
Yeah, right.
Normally, I just hang out around 41 in a 35, but I have to go faster.
Yeah, now I'm over that edge. The shutter, is it all the time, every time, or does it matter if you're going up a hill or if you're doing anything?
Going up to it or down to it?
No, it's exactly at 41. And I have noticed it comes on like sometimes around 25-ish, 20-ish, somewhere in that range once in a while. But most of the time, it's at 41 miles an hour.
Does the steering wheel shake when it happens?
No, but I can feel it in the front end. Something going on there. I put on stabilizer links, but I put on new tires. But nothing's really changed as far as the shutter part, and it only lasts for about 5 seconds, then it goes away.
If you've done tires on it and all that already, it could be that it's a CV shaft issue, axle shaft. They'll resonate at speeds like that.
I was going to say harmonic resonance, just to throw that out there.
Just because you wanted to say that.
But what happens if you let off the throttle? When you hit 41 and it's been shaking like that, if you let off, does it go away right away until you step on the throttle again?
It'll stop immediately.
Yeah, if it stops and if it's only there under load at those speeds, it's very certain it's the axle shaft, almost 100% by what you're describing. That's what I would be leaning towards because you've already done tires.
Do I replace it or do I just let it go?
No, it's not going to hurt it. It's going to keep doing. They're out of balance.
Okay.
The joints start to wear. The shaft gets out of balance. Can't do anything.
Is it going to get worse and then he's going to?
Probably not. It's probably going to do exactly what it's doing until it's replaced.
Okay. Does that help you out there, Joe?
It seems like it. Yeah, it's staying repetitive and it's not getting any worse.
Have you lost any buddy that didn't want to ride with you in your Uber because of it?
No, because like I said, I'll accelerate past that 40 mark, and you won't feel it.
Yeah, if you haven't lost a ride yet, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, just let it go for a while.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Joe, thanks very much for the call. Let's talk to Jeff. You're on the Under the Hood show. Jeff, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I just bought a 08 Ford F-150. It's got 80,000 on the engine, 120,000 on the pickup. I hear these nightmares about these cam phasers. Is there any maintenance I should be doing to that pickup now?
If it's working good, the truck runs good, and as it idles down, it doesn't do anything funky. You don't hear anything super funky. It just seems like it's running good.
Yep.
Just keep up on your oil changes. 3,000, 3,500 miles. Put an additive in the oil to give it metal conditioning. That we use the Justice Brother products.
Yeah, the heavy duty vehicle from Justice Brothers contains metal conditioner, and it treats the metal, not the oil. Very good product to use in that. I mean, even in newer stuff that like this. Well, this is a newer, but I mean, not just flat tap at cam stuff. It can really help with
what
wear.
kind of miles you got on it?
The engine has 80,000. For some reason, at 20,000, they put a new engine in it.
Probably because something broke in the cam
don't know why.
phasers.
Yes. There you go.
Well, and if it's an updated, maybe at the time when they did the updated engine, some of those had updated phasers they put in them. They didn't make them perfect, but it was they put in bigger, like if it was a reman, there was some that had a higher volume oil pump that they ran into them as the reman because they learned that they needed more flow and more pressure to keep the phasers working right and not wear them out. And so I think that you've got a really good chance of long-term success, but I would definitely look at my oil change intervals, keep that oil that's on that timing chain as fresh as you feel you can without being broke, because it'll cling to the chain better, it'll lubricate better. It's not going to stretch quite as easily. The phasers are going to get the lubrication they need. That is the best thing you can do.
And Jeff, just to calm you a little bit, yeah, that's all I know too is the nightmares I've heard about those phasers, but it's not in every.
No, they sold 100,000 of those trucks a month, and there's some bad ones out there, but we get them in all the time that are 150,000, 170,000. They're still running just fine.
There you go, Jeff.
Okay, what weight oil do you recommend to run in them?
The factory oil. I think they're
Factory oil?
525. Yeah, factory oil only. Don't go higher than that. You'll cause problems.
Okay.
Yeah, because you need the way they set up those viscosities, and we always say this, when they engineer the engines, they engineer them with the highest engineered fluids that are available at the time that they do that. And so they need flow through the engine, and so that initial viscosity has got to be really, really slippery. It's got to move right away. It's got to be able to get through the system. The passages are not like they used to be in a 350 where you got an oil passage the size of your pinky. These are some much smaller oil passages, and it's much more sophisticated inside that engine, so you need a sophisticated oil.
Jeff, thanks very much for the call. All right, that I think will do it. We're out the after show's after, and here we go.
It is very much been just a unique day.
And you're going to be gone next week, right?
I am. I'm going to be doing something I've never done before.
Swimming contest, high dive.
Those two guesses are really
quiet meditation. Sitting in one spot for more than 3 minutes.
Setting the cruise at the speed limit.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Turning the wipers off before the windshield's 100% dry.
Oh boy! Before Tammy tells me to turn them
That's
off.
what I mean.
Yes. No, I am going to be renting a car in Europe and driving a wrong side of the road car on the wrong side of the car.
Interesting.
And Russ is looking at me like, "Don't do that. Your brain's not built for that."
You better rent
Get
a
a
Tesla.
manual.
You better rent a Tesla that drives itself.
I think my daughter is set this up, and I think I'm renting a Nissan. It starts with a Q. It's not
Quest.
No, it's a weird name. We don't have.
Cora?
We don't have them here.
Quahog.
Something like that. It's something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I looked up a picture of like, what did you rent me? Because I said I don't want a little tiny speck. I said I want something mid-size.
He's gonna get a Citron. He's gonna do the car thing. The what do you call it? You rent the car.
Turo.
Turo.
No, I'm not doing another.
He's gonna get a roach infected.
No, Papa, as the family's
Citron.
coned me, Papa Roach is not getting that situation. So I'll be in Ireland for a couple days, and I'm going to rent a car.
Qashqai?
Yeah, that might be it.
Qashkai, a compact crossover.
Yep.
That's
Quashki?
Koshki.
That is it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm going to be
That's a Murano.
I'm going to be driving one of them.
Looks just like Murano. A little smaller.
A good friend of mine that's been to Ireland a number of times, he said, Shannon, he goes, just have somebody drive you around. I said, no. I said, I want the experience of driving on the wrong side of the road in the wrong side of the car for me.
Look, you'll be fine if you follow other people. Just follow other people. Don't be out there by yourself because you will forget. Follow other people.
I had a friend who just did this.
I will forget.
I have a friend who just did this, and he said it was totally fine. The only time it was ever an issue was when he was turning onto a road. He would sometimes forget, but otherwise he said it was fine. Once you're in traffic, he said it was fine because you were visually, everybody was.
Yeah, and our friend that's been over there a number of times, he said it's fine everywhere. He said except for a couple of areas we're going around the cliffy edge regions, and he said it can get a little weird when you're on that side of the road and you're on a cliffy road and you're meeting tour buses.
Yeah,
he said, and the roads are very narrow. You'll be freaked just a little bit. He goes, you'll be like the passenger.
Yeah,
that's yelling at you because you're too close to the side of the road. So yeah, that's something I got coming up. I can report back on.
All right, there you go.
I liked your guys' guesses of things I've never done before, though. We should play that game with everybody.
I like that. Yeah. All right, that'll do it. Thanks, everybody. Hit subscribe and like, do all that. Thanks, everybody.